Hello and welcome to the final edition of RABtoons makes Final Fantasy Tactics in a Nutshell models. So today we are making, just need to refresh my memory, well I've completely forgotten, just bear with me a moment. Today we are making Goltana, Gelwan, Blansh and the infamous Thunder God himself, Orlando Cid. So, without further ado, let's jump into it, shall we? So, as always, we have our template ready to go. Hello Doobie and hello Fear.D. So let's start off with Goltana himself, one of the grand orchestrators of the plot of Final Fantasy Tactics. His name is spelled quite differently to how I've been spelling it. There we go. So let's make Goltana. Let me know if the music's too loud. I think it might be a smidge loud. Let me just turn that down a little bit. So we're continuing with Final Fantasy XII soundtrack today, because last stream we ran through the fan substituted soundtrack for Tactics, and that experiment went well because the content ID didn't pick any of it up, so I think it's all good to go. Okay, that artwork's not quite clear on his facial hair, so I'm just gonna pull up his character portrait as well from the game because that looks a bit more clearer. How's it going? Not too bad, Jesus. Do a Final Fantasy tier list. I might sit down and do one day, but it would depend what kind of tier list it is, like best game, best character, worst character, best soundtrack, stuff like that. Hello, Turtle Mythic. Okay, so I'm going to start with his very odd facial hair. It's as good a point as any. Okay, what's happened there? Not sure what that was. Let's save it as well. That's always a good start. If Raz did a tier list, chaos would ensue. Now why would that be? Tune. One of the best battle themes in Final Fantasy. I notice this guy is also a heavy set guy. It's a trend I've been noticing with this particular nutshell. Winged Azarath. Ooh, a RABtoons Evilist stream right as I'm playing 12. Nice. If you could weigh thoughts, human beings would be the heaviest things on the planets. And your name's Jaden Smith. Amusing. Hey, chill pill. Always back up things in case of sudden PC combustion. So I do a full hard drive backup every month just for that reason. You never know when some sort of catastrophic error will make me lose every single character model I've ever worked on, as well as nutshell projects and various other things. This guy has a very interesting hairstyle. It's like a half mullet, half sort of balding style. Not sure what you'd call that. He's looking a bit more like Hulk Hogan at the moment. Hey, Daikaiju Tony and Blackjack videos. Raz, what are your recommendations when it comes to the gameplay of Final Fantasy Tactics? Depends what you mean. If you mean like play style, I would definitely recommend playing defensively in Tactics, because if you go on the attack all the time, you will get shredded to pieces. Sorry, this top part of his hair is very awkward to draw. Do 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 do. Too much ear cut off. I suppose you're right. Let me fix that. Oh, that's definitely getting copyright striked. Something as iconic as the Final Fantasy Victory theme. When are you going to watch Morbius? You're going to have to pay me. My usual flat rate of $3.50. I have 2 older sisters, Ernesto. I'm not sure why you'd ask that though. Why is it called Final Fantasy if it's multiple fantasies? I can tell everything you say, Jaden, is going to be amusing, because I'm just going to imagine the actual Jaden Smith saying it. So far, so good. I'm going to use this skin tone from the sprite, because I found with using these official artworks as colour palettes, people have been pointing out to me that the characters don't look quite right, and I'm inclined to agree, because they don't. Case in point, WeGraph doesn't quite look right, I've been told. But by the time someone had pointed it out to me, I had animated too many scenes using WeGraph's model, so it was too late to go back and change it, because the way I animate, it's not as simple as editing the original Flash file for the character model, and it sort of, you know, reflects the change throughout the video. So those April Fool pranks actually take a lot more effort than you would think. I go to great lengths to try and troll people on April Fools. Yep, that was the joke, Blackjack tree fitting. Laugh my ass off because the characters in the game, Final Fantasy. Do you just don't have one older sister, but you have 2? Yep, that's what I said. So there's going to be a trailer for this nutshell dropping tomorrow. Look out for that. And the official public release will follow not too long after that. So I'm really excited to show you how this particular nutshell has turned out, because I'm quite proud of it. As I mentioned before, I've been taking special care with this one, because obviously I know Tactics is a very beloved game, so I made sure I did it justice. That's part of why it's a 2-parter nutshell as well. Sorry, it feels like my phone's vibrating, but every time I check it, it's... No, that time it was. Okay, but every time before that, it's felt like my phone vibrated, and then there's no notification or anything. Debating on what skit I should do next, a Stranger of Paradise one or a parody of 3am YouTuber video. Do the 3am YouTuber video, those always make me laugh. Especially the Attack on Titan ones at 3am. Attack on Titan has got to be one of the only animes I've ever caved and started watching because of YouTube recommendations. Do 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 do. Cool, personal investment in this one. It's my fave FF of all time. Well, fingers crossed that it doesn't disappoint, Fear.D. Oh, a fading dream, I just noticed your message. How's it going, Rab? Always good to see you streaming. Have you ever voiced anyone in your nutshells? So I used to voice Chris Redfield a lot, obviously. In the Final Fantasy nutshells, not so much. I've only ever voiced extras. But in this nutshell upcoming, I will be voicing Zolbag. Mainly because I actually forgot to cast Zolbag, because he's only got one line in this one. And I thought, sod it, I voice that. Why don't I do Zolbag if it's just one line? So I'm trying to get back into it because I do enjoy voice acting. It's a little hobby. I wouldn't say I'm a professional by any means, but it's just something I do for fun. So, looking into the future, in Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, I will be voicing Fordola and Xenos. Which I think could be interesting, since obviously that's two major characters of an expansion. Fordola is because it's a funny story, because I was playing the healer quests for Endwalker, and Fordola plays a big part in that. And because those cutscenes aren't voiced, just to make it a bit more interesting, I was just doing silly voices for each character as I was reading them out, and I came up with a particular voice for Dola that every time I think about it, it makes me like chuckle to myself, and I thought, well, why not make that her nutshell voice? So hopefully you guys will like it. It's a shame because there's a voice actress on our team who was interested in voicing Fordola, and I reckon they probably would have been a good fit for the role. But the voice I have in mind for her is gonna really elevate the character, I reckon. Its music almost sounds like Final Fantasy XII music. That's because it is. This is a good track. And hello to you too, Red Eye. Can you do it here, or will it be a surprise? See, I've debated showing off the voice in the stream to sort of get feedback on it. I don't know. How many people want to hear the voice I have in mind for Dola in Stormblood in a nutshell? It would have to be improv lines as well, because I can't remember any of the lines I've written for her at the moment. Hi, Cirque Oromuff. Why does Hope magically reverse back to 14 in Lightning Returns? Plot-wise, it's because Bunavelza's possessing him. It's sort of hand-waved as... you know what, I can't even remember what stupid reason they used for changing Hope back into a 14-year-old. It was something to do with emotions, but I think that was Lightning, not Hope, so I'm not too sure. Okay, that's 2 votes for yes and 2 votes for sorry, 2 votes for yes and 1 vote for no. I don't need to listen to you. Kendall gets it, and maybe one day you will too. Okay, that one wasn't very funny. If you're going to do an impromptu line, a pretty safe one is probably I'm Fordola, by the way. Yeah, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to keep the head turned off for the time being whilst I do the shading. I've always kind of learnt that going into too much detail on these little patterns on the outfits of characters wastes a lot more time and doesn't really serve much value to the overall animation, so I've learnt to not worry about these little details. Oh, that's quite a few votes for yes, I might have to do it. The music sounded more FFT to me, Red Eye of course, both for Sakamoto's work. It's interesting because Tactics and 12 are both composed by the same person, yet they sound very distinctly different. Alright, let me try and get into the voice of Fordola. Okay, so this is Fordola's voice in Stormblood in a nutshell.
Oh, Fordola, by the way. Oh, Xenos, what the bloody hell have you done to me? I feel rougher than a badger's arsehole. Oh, sound as a pound, mate. Oh, I'm Fordola Remus Lupin. And I will fucking cut you, you slag. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker.
So yeah, that was my Fordola voice. I have a lot of fun just doing that randomly. It's slightly if you've ever watched a British program called Mighty Boosh, it's loosely based on the Hitcher from that. Just look on YouTube, Hitcher from Mighty Boosh, and you'll get where I got the inspiration for the voice from. And if you want to know why I went that choice, also look up any Fordola cutscene on YouTube from Stormblood.
Oh, the cockney geezer, watch me bleed ya.
Okay, that's Goltana almost done. Look at his big ass bloody sleeves. Sometimes it's a shame I can't replicate the arms in my style because I've committed to the noodle arms, but the noodle arms are necessary for my sanity as a mediocre animator. Any character you enjoy voicing? I enjoyed voicing Chris Redfield. I like doing Wesker, even though that's not really my character to voice, but might be in the near future. And in your stream the other day, someone commented on the track from, what was it, Radiant Silvergun, that they found similar to one of the Evilist games. And I looked it up, and it was also his work. Well, he does have a very signature style, but also enough to the point where you can actually tell what game he's composing for. I find it amusing viral every step of the way on animating this nutshell has gone on about ogre tactics. This is one of those tracks that always makes me think of Star Wars as well, that led to the jokes in the 12 nutshell. What's with the Outcast initiative? We don't talk about the Outcasts. Okay, so I'm going to, because the hair doesn't look quite right, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. And I'm going to just add a bit of hair down yonder. Just got to make sure that's all connected up. And as that's not a solid piece anymore, let's separate that a little bit. The outcasts were cast out. RABtoons, is it true that in Europe you'll find more white rappers? No. What a very odd statistic you pulled out there. Okay, so I think I am happy with how Goltana has turned out. So let's prep him for animating, as I'll be straight into animating after this stream to finish off the nutshell. As I said, it's very close to coming out publicly. Okay, I'm relatively happy with how Goltana has turned out, so let's show all. Where's the ear hole? I don't do ear holes in this style. I don't know why. Just never have. Don't see any reason to start now. Okay, let's open up a blank template and move on to the next victim. Non-plot wise, why is Hope 14 again? Non-plot wise, because Toriyama is kind of a hack writer and really went off the rails after the first 13 game. Waifu, Lightning might as well be his waifu. Okay, next is Gelwan, who is a very minor character. So I don't think he's going to have any official art. So we might have to do my favourite game of, no. That's one of the names that was changed in translation, excuse me. Yep, we're not going to have much to work with on this one. Let's try Google Images. Rab spent twice as long on Rudvik as on me, and it shows. Goltana, probably. Yeah, that's funny. Your characters look like Funko Pops. Or do Funko Pops look like my characters? Pretty sure I came first. I mean, obviously Funko Pops didn't base their style on mine, but I'm fairly certain my videos came first, even if they were very obscure when they first came out. This track is a banger. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What am I doing? I don't need that. I want the character portrait as well. It's annoying that the portraits in Tactics kind of cut off the top of the head. Somewhere in the dark recesses of Square, there is a character design for this guy with the top of his head, because you don't just draw it cut off at the top like that on purpose. You draw it, then you cut it off. Just how many holes do RABtoons models even have? Kinky. Still sad I didn't realise Ultima was a translation error for a long time. Yeah, that was an interesting thing when I played Tactics for the first time, because I played the Evilest Raids from 14 first, and the final boss of that is Ultima, the High Seraph. So when I finally played Tactics for the first time and I got to the end and the final boss was Ultima and looked similar-ish, I was like, huh. And I obviously realised Ultima was supposed to be Ultima. RABtoons, do you, the French, really like to eat human hands? No, where the hell do you get these random ass questions you ask me every time you're on a stream? Seriously. Almost every name in the game was changed, even if it was just a minor spelling change. Ramza, Delita, Ovalia, Agrius, and Ramza's siblings are the notable exceptions. Didn't Bolbane's get changed? Sorry, not Bolbane, Zolbag get changed slightly, or am I imagining that? Oh my god, finally the best FF will get a nutshell. Thanks, RABtoons. Yep, and you won't have to wait that long either. Okay, so this looks like a short goatee. No, I'm not happy with how that turned out. Again, this is just going to be a one-scene character, so I don't know. Not sure how much effort I should put into this guy. Also, just a heads up, start thinking of your requests for the doodle session at the end of the stream now. Just so there's not so much, you know, me waiting around for requests to pile in and then I miss people's requests. Don't shout them out now, just have them in mind for of random stuff for me to doodle. Judging by his sprite to the left, the missing part of that guy's hair just follows the curve. Alright, Zolbag became Zolbag, didn't it? I think so. And that's still only a minor change compared to some characters, like Quetlane became Kukulane. Sorry, Kuch. I don't even know how you pronounce it, but the spelling changed very drastically. This guy's starting to look like Krieger from Archer at the moment. Stop! My penis can only get so erect. Good day, Rab and everyone. Hello, Nyron, Louise. RABtoons. It happened in this show called Atlanta, the French eating human hands. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Can you doodle a sun in the corner like old times? Sure, I can for you, buddy. Evangelion doodle. Kukulum. That's how you say it. What's the other one? I think, Draclau was different as well, I remember looking up. Trying to remember what Draclau was changed to. Do. Sid's on the list for this stream. I want to see Sid. They're definitely not the most broken character in any FF. Hey RABtoons, should you find yourself done with FF for some time, play Luna Silver Star Harmony on PSP. Okay, I'll try and keep that in mind. Don't think his hair goes all the way around, it looks just like a fade. Yeah, that's kind of what I've tried to replicate here, and I'll try a little harder. I mean, this guy's only gonna be on screen for a few seconds, so really it doesn't actually matter too much what he looks like. Like, enough that you, if you're familiar with tactics, you can go, oh hey, it's that guy. What's your favourite RE character? I bet Chris Chris and Wesker, I would have to say. Chocobo. Sasha SA. RABtoons, I'm excited. Thanks so much for all your work. Thank you. Do 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 do. I just realised I've not saved this model. Oh no, I really hope I haven't saved over template. What's this guy's name again? Gelwan. Sid was 2 characters in one, Agrius and Meliadul. I think this guy has a soul patch and then his goatee hangs down from his chin. I can kind of see what you mean. I suppose I could try this. Let's drag that down a bit. Jill Sandwich, still my favourite line in ARE. Mine has to be complete. Global saturation. It's problem with these sprites. There's not too much detail you can actually go into. You know what? That's good enough. For his hair, at least. I was playing Final Fantasy V on Steam and I didn't realise you could skip the Iron Claw fight. Yeah, even better, I don't know if they fixed it, but you can also skip the a lot of the fights on the bridge as well. The big bridge. Right, so this is going to be the interesting part, his outfit, because there is sod all to work with here. So this is going to be my interpretation of that robe. You should cast Yeti 112 for Alfred. Who's Yeti 112? Are you going to make a pesticide joke? Why would I make a pesticide joke? Do enlighten me. Oh hey, Patrick's here. Hi Patrick. So a lot of these noble guys I noticed have this kind of hood on their robe. So let's give him one of those. And you know you can't see his neck. I'm going to give him a turtleneck. RABtoons, if you do another April Fool's joke, can you make one and set up Wesker for global saturation, like have him marinate a roast and have him look at the screen and say the thing? That is the frumpiest, most shapeless robe I have ever seen. Dude wants to hide his body, what can I tell you? Doesn't hit the gym. Auto battle killed him before he could transform. Yeti112 was one of the original Resident Evil parody animators on YouTube. Ah, okay. But do they voice act though? Okay, I've obviously missed a gap on the line art here. Let's fix that. Sorry, I meant fratricide. Oh yeah, don't worry, there'll be plenty of jokes about that. RABtoons, do you consider Canadians to be your greatest ally? I mean, one of my best friends online is Crafty Matt, and he's Canadian, so yeah, I guess. And just for context, Crafty Matt is the guy who voiced Squall in our 8 Nutshell and Sid in our 14 Nutshell. And he is also Sid in this Nutshell. He likes voicing Sids. He also voiced Sid in Final Fantasy 9 in a nutshell. You know what's great? I've got Final Fantasy 14 on idle in the background. They removed the AFK timer today. It's great not having to sort of wiggle the joystick every so often to feign movement, so I don't get kicked out automatically. Damn it, Rab, let me lie here to the peoples. Sorry, Patrick. Patrick is the script supervisor for this nutshell, so he has insider knowledge on this particular project. What's cool that 14 Sid was introduced wearing Final Fantasy Tactics Sid's outfit. Was he? Was that in 1.0? These guys are the start of chapter 3, aren't they? I thought part 1 was just the first 2 chapters. So you are right. Tactics Nutshell is just a 2-parter. Both parts are going to be equally long. And part 1 encompasses chapters 1 and 2, and yes, technically these guys are from the start of chapter 3, but because I want it to end on this particular scene, this scene in particular, I had to include these guys. So it is a slight anomaly on our part for trying to keep it chapters 1 and 2 to part 1 and chapter 3 and 4 to part 2. So yeah, I think that's as accurate as that robe is going to get, because we don't have much to work with from that sprite. So let's give him some arms. So now we can get rid of that and that and that. So I was thinking on this whole having to work from sort of tiny sprites to make character models for animations earlier, and I thought I had to do that a lot for the first couple of Final Fantasy nutshells, so I'm not sure why it's suddenly an issue now. And then I thought, well, what the Chrono Trigger nutshell? That's going to be interesting, since that's just a lot of sprites. And then I started looking up some of the characters' wiki pages, and Toriyama actually did a lot of proper artwork for the Chrono Trigger characters, even sort of minor ones as well, that, you know, only appear for a scene or two. And I thought, oh, that's That's going to be very handy when I get there. Thank you, Toriyama. So let's zoom out. And that is Gelwan. Excuse me. I did start writing a Brave Exvius script, Andrew Roberts, and I kind of stopped playing the game, so I stopped writing the script. It's currently sat in limbo on my computer. In total honesty, it's probably never going to see the light of day, I'm afraid. It got too grindy, and I just wasn't enjoying it anymore, so I uninstalled the game. So let's open up a new character template. Next on the docket is Blansh, who, if I remember rightly, also is just a sprite, as he is just a minor character. Totally, Toriyama may not be able to wind up a story to save his life, but he's a dedicated artist. That he is. Oh Christ, he doesn't even have a wiki page. That's how minor this character is. You know what, I'm gonna put it to a vote. I was gonna make Elmdor off stream, because he doesn't really have a role in part 1. So would you rather see me take on Elmdor in place of Blansh, and I'll do Blansh off stream, because this is literally all I have to work with for Blansh. He hasn't even got a wiki page. Yep, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I greatly appreciate your compliment, Andrew Roberts. You know you ain't shit when you don't have a wiki page. I don't remember this character, apparently retranslated as Viscount Blansh. Okay, let's try that, that might help. Okay, that just brings up a Moogle. In fact, he's so minor, there's a question on game FAQs on what even happened to the character. Okay, last attempt. Yep, he was that minor. just put his head on Mont Blanc's body, no one will notice. Alright, okay. Change of plan. We're gonna do Elmdor instead because he is in this scene, and I was originally not gonna do him, give him a model, but for the sake of this, I will give him a model. Sephiroth looking motherfucker. Would it be funny if I just reused Sephiroth's model? Man, wiki pages are cancerous these days. Okay, you're not telling me that's the only... He's a major character. There's got to be more artwork of him than that. See, I'm not the only one who thinks he looks like Sephiroth. Yeah, it is kind of risky me googling stuff on stream, but I don't really care. Until one day porn turns up and gets me. I mean, that's pretty risky right there. He doesn't even have a sprite on a site I use for resource. Just use Mont Blanc and say people don't know he wasn't a Moogle. A Moogle on the Council of Evil. Please respect the Elm Door. He never gets out of the chair, Blansh. Wow, so I gave him 2 lines in the parody, so that's going to be interesting. Okay, I'll just give him a generic model. Doesn't really matter. No one would even notice Rab, just give the coat a red collar and that's the only change you need. You are not in the YouTube wiki. Do William Birkin. No, I'm doing this at the moment, Ernesto. We're not on Doodles yet. I mean, I could totally make this guy just Sephiroth if I really wanted to. Excuse me. I'm surprised this guy doesn't have better artwork. He is quite a key character in Tactics. How do you feel that you are not in the YouTube wiki? Couldn't give a shit. Make Sephiroth appear in his place and Elmdor appearing just to kick him out. Go back to your game. I mean, I'm definitely going to play with this idea that he looks like Sephiroth in the parody. Just obviously not in part 1 because he doesn't have a role in this particular one. Okay, I'm just going to edit this bang a little bit because not quite lining up with his ear properly. Rab, may I send you a link? Sure. I can't believe it's not Sephiroth model. So, as you can see, his bang wasn't lining up with the part of his hair here, so that wouldn't really have worked. The Kane Estinian gag, I love it. I am not Sephiroth. Tell me what you cherish most, Ramza. Give me the pleasure of taking it away from you. It's good to see you, Ramza. It's actually a normal bang. You're drawing his neck as his hair. Oh my god. I suck. Alright, okay. Okay. Wow. I am a little embarrassed I did that. Thank you for pointing out though, because that would have been a very big error to leave in. I am not Sephiroth! Transforms into a Lucavi. RABtoons, his name in the nutshell should be I can't believe it's not Sephiroth. Credit goes to Sir Howell. What kind of pleasure exactly? Oh, you know. Pleasurable pleasure. Check out my two bitches, Ramza. And if you let them kill your little friend there, you get a game over instantly. But you need to keep her alive for some reason. And my bitches can kill that character in the first 2 rounds. So you ain't shit, Ramza. Zalara for Death Seraph. You could argue Sephiroth does too. Hogwash, you do not suck. Oh, thank you. That was a very rookie mistake I made there. The rooftop fight, damn it. Rafa is such a suicidal maniac. So fun fact, that when I played Tactics, to write this nutshell, that particular fight made me have to reload a really old save to go back, do some more leveling up, do some swapping around of gear and abilities and shit, basically, to then get back to the rooftop fight to not have Rafa die in the first round every time, which is what they were doing. Because when you get to that fight and they die, instant game over. What even is this outfit he's wearing? He looks like a gothic vampire matador. In fact, when I used to play Final Fantasy Record Keeper and they had tactics fights in it, I had no idea what any of the plot elements and stuff were from tactics. So when I fought Elmdor in Record Keeper, I genuinely thought he was a vampire. Ah, tune. I mean, he does use Bloodsuck, he may really be a vampire, lol. I hope it got some joke about the saving before the Wheatgraph Elias battle. That will be in part 2. That's how I didn't know, I thought they were talking about themselves. Okay, I've obviously missed something there. Damn, that artwork is very blurry. Can't quite tell what's going on with this outfit, so back to Google, I think. Please ignore the artwork on the right there. Okay, you know what? I think I get it. I don't know what's going on with the art, but his fur goes all the way across his chest on the sprite. No white in the middle. Sorry. I have lost the chat. Weird. I'm gonna stick with this because it looks okay. Not sure why he has a random satchel on his side. Okay, I just realised his bangs look a bit odd, so I'm just gonna make a quick adjustment. Excuse me. Who would win a twerk off all oiled up? Xenos or Sephiroth? Xenos, hands down. The satchel is where he keeps his katana supply. Sounds legit. Thank God the rest of his outfit is fairly simple. Oh, accidentally given him a crotch. Oh well. He's a very sexual guy. Let's just go with that. And the good news is, because his outfit is so dark, I can get away with not shading the rest of his body. Win-win. However, he is going to need skin tone that that particular artwork isn't really giving me. In fact, that artwork there almost looks like it's just a straight up trace of this. Well, it's not, obviously sprite work would have been based on this art. Bloop. Sorry, I'm just goofing off there because that angle is exactly the same. Okay, there's obviously a gap in the hair. This man has a big forehead. Yes, he does. I always thought his hair was white. Let me try something a second. Okay, there's obviously still a gap in his hair somewhere. I think I see it. Ah, that was a pretty big gap right there. Yeah, it's doing black hair, completely gothic vampire look. It is silver hair. He's even described as such on his profile. Why is his hair brown in his portrait and silver in-game? To piss off someone like me who's colourblind, probably. Square knew one day that I would be making a parody of their game, so they thought, let's really fuck with that RABtoons guy in the future and give our characters inconsistent colour palettes so that when he's trying to make character models, they always look slightly off colour. He is known as the Silver Prince by his allies and the Silver Demon by his enemies. Is that an actual factoid from the game there? Because I could quite believe that. Wait a sec, you're colourblind? Yep, I feel like I have to explain this every stream. It is definitely not an ideal condition to have when you are an artist, I can tell you that much. Especially when you have people who are as nitpicky as Final Fantasy fans are. I like how Akira Toriyama tends to draw the game guys a lot with different hair. Yeah, I noticed that. Don't explain. Thank you, I don't want to explain. I don't recall who mentioned it in game, but when I read it in the wiki I did remember that someone brings it up. Now that you mention it, I think it's in the Zodiac archive thingy in game, which gives you character descriptions. Sorry, I just noticed he's got like a little bit coming off the top of his hair there, so I thought I'd really go for the authenticity. Excuse me. Yeah, it's in his Brave story entry. That's where I remember reading it. Why it sounded vaguely familiar, rather. So I thought, say, why does this not look right? Then I realise he does have a cape, which I will now give him. So many capes. Edna Mode would not be impressed. I'm kind of sad Ramza loses his cape when he becomes a mercenary. I much prefer the way he looks in the first chapter to how he looks later on. Cool, he has black gloves as well, that will be easy. Okay, Sephiroth, your services are no longer needed. Seriously though, he does look like Sephiroth. I just tuned in. Is this the first RABtoons character I've seen with a neck? No, I've been drawing them with necks for a while now. I think I started with the 14 nutshell. Just makes life a lot easier when I need to swivel their heads around. Okay, Ernesto, I get the point. You are 5'10". What track says? I don't seem to recall this one. I wonder where that plays in 12. It's not ringing a bell. Yeah, I definitely recognised a motif playing throughout it. Okay, not quite happy with that, so I am going to cheat a little bit and copy and paste the arm. We don't mention the necks. Okay, that is Elmdor done. Totally not Sephiroth. Just let you enjoy Elmdor for a second whilst I just have a drink. Okay, so the one you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. The one, the only, Thunder God Sid Orlando. Oh, I'm getting Bozja flashbacks from Final Fantasy XIV right now. I mean, I love this track in 12, but after hearing this track so much in 14 during the Bozja content, kind of killed my joy for this track a little bit. Now, I know Sid is a fan favourite for Tactics fans, so really want to make sure we get his character spot on. There he is. Now, what artwork should I... That one looks a bit clearer. I'll use that one for colour, and I'll use that one to actually draw. Do 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 do. Will Sid get the X-Def treatment? What you mean, where like he has like real detailed artwork and then obviously cuts back to his crappy RABtoon model? Chad Olfus. Jedi Knight Sid. If you've never played Tactics before, when you get to Sid, you basically unlock easy mode. It's almost like a reward for how gruelingly difficult the game is up until that point. It's like they somehow knew. I heard he has a show coming out this Friday. Ah yes, Obi-Wan's out this week. I completely forgot all about that. Okay, right. I feel this particular track is adding tension to this particular model. Oh hey, it's Recorder Arcade. How you doing, buddy? You should definitely play Tactics any way you can. If you have a Vita, the PSP version is available on PSN. Yeah, a lot of people told me I should have played the War of the Lions War of the Lions version instead of the original PS1 translation, but it was the easiest way for me to play the game at the time, so I kind of stuck with it. Okay, 1999 forever. If you keep asking questions like that, I am going to have to ask you to be timed out by one of our mods, because they're starting to get a bit xenophobic. I don't know why the hell you're asking me that, to be honest. Yeah, that's true, Patrick. I hate everyone equally. Orlando is the Chuck Norris of Final Fantasy Tactics. He is indeed. So, because I want the option of being able to have his head up or his hood up or down, I'm having his hair as a separate layer. I have tried tactical RPGs so many times I just can't wrap my head around the gameplay. I was like you once. Can't exactly explain what made it click for me in the end, but the story of Tactics is very good, and I would urge you to try and get into it just for that alone. Oh, did you do the Evilis raid in 14? I did indeed. They were challenging, to say the least. There's a reason they call the Orbon Monastery a wipe fest. Okay, so now I want to colour in his hair. So I'm going to grab I wonder what that looks like. It's from a game. I wonder what that's from. Anywho, it's that'll do for getting colours, I reckon. Just put you over there. This is another Star Wars S track. RABtoons must needs be cleansed. At the end of the path awaits death, and death alone. I am Sidolphus Orlando, and your journey ends here. I love the voice for Sid in the 14 raids. Is that from the War Division's mobile gacha game? I think you might be right, because I remember I found a Kukulane model that was from that game as well, and it looked similar to this style. Okay, so I think he needs a bit of definition in his face. Ernesto, I don't know what you're up to with multiple accounts, but please obey the rules. Yep, listen to Blackjack, please. I remember World of Darkness claiming our alliance a few times. I hope you didn't make him sound like Kermit. I mean, I totally could have if I wanted to. He is voiced by Crafty Matt, who did the Kermit voice for Final Fantasy IX Sid.
Hey guys, I'm Sidolphus Orlando! I'm called the Thunder God! At the end of the path awaits death, and death alone! Yay! It's time for Open Monastery. It's time to wipe the Sid. It's time to kill everyone. It's time to start again. It's time to piss people off. It's time to wipe again.
Now I've got the Muppets theme stuck in my head. Oh my god, that voice is amazing and horrifying. This is so awful, lol. Sorry I subjected you to that. I apologise for that, that was just completely off the cusp. Share it on Discord, dudes. Hiya, Raz. Hi, blue guys. Getting distracted. Keep thinking of Muppets now. Thanks, Viral. Do. Mate, learn to draw. Mate, fuck off. Yeah, this music is slightly distracting me because it's very tense sounding. Raz, do you think I'm annoying? When you constantly ask about Resident Evil when I'm working on Final Fantasy, I find that a bit annoying, but other than that, no, I don't find you annoying as a person. Why is this hood not looking right to me? You know what? I just got an idea to help with this hood. No, that won't work. No. I bet you find me annoying, huh, Raz? As Blackjack just said, please don't ask things like that on stream. I got you a clip of Kermit the Strongest. Would you like it as a token? I think this is beyond blaming Viral. The night is doing something to folks. Okay, watching the hood cover his face was funny. I mean, that colour doesn't look right to me, but that's the colour that's right there. Do 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 do. I'm a bit behind in the stream, but I'd say the difficulty, strategy of tactics helped make the story very satisfying. Yeah, it goes back to what I said, like when you unlock Sid, it's kind of like you unlock easy mode for the game. Hair poking out the back. Ah, god damn it, Sid. Now how can I adjust that? I'll give him a little bit of a haircut. No, that's not going to work. What if we... Nope, it's still poking out. Playable Sid equals best Sid. Agreed, you get invested in the story because you get smacked down so often. Okay, you know what, Patrick? I am going to leave it as it is for now, and I will make two separate sort of model states for the hair. Just to show you what I mean, I'll have... Oh, for fuck's sake, why has that happened? Okay, let me show you what I mean. Basically, I'll have a version of the model where that's like that, but you won't see it because his hood is up, and when I want his hood to be down, I'll just have one that is like that. Okay, let's move on to his body. Let's put you over there. This artwork looks a bit more clear with the line art to help me create my model, so let's get rid of all his upper body. This program is called Adobe Flash, Ernesto. Well, won't his shoulder cloak cover the hair anyway when you draw it? Yes and no. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And what I found interesting about Sid's battle in the Evilist raids in 14 is they didn't actually use a track from either 12 or Tactics for his fight. It's actually a track from Vagrant story, which I've not particularly played, but I know it's also set in Evilist, so it makes sense. Yeah, I just found it interesting they chose to go with a Vagrant story track rather than anything from Tactics or 12, as they had been up until that point. Am I the only one who thinks his hood looks like that of Obi-Wan Kenobi? No, I think I've seen Orlando Sid compared to Obi-Wan quite a few times. In War of the Vision, Sid was his single most OP character till they released the level cap, and the FFT characters haven't even brought up to 120 yet. I've been hearing rumours that there will be a Final Fantasy IX remake. Have you heard about this? Do you know about this? Yep, I've heard of these rumours, but for the time being that's all they'll remain, unfortunately, rumours. I think the fact that they're making a Final Fantasy IX anime is a good sign. Not sure if the anime is going to be a adaptation of 9 or a continuation or set in the same universe or whatever the hell they're going to be doing with it, so I'm quite interested to know what they're doing with that. Vagrant Story is a short but sweet and orthodox RPG with interesting gameplay but has a distinct learning curve. Very good story, excellent music and presentation. It's not for everyone, but those who like it absolutely love it. Its fan base is very dedicated. I remember I rented it from a rental place back in the day, you know, when those things existed. I was quite young at the time, so I didn't quite get it, if that makes sense. Which sort of tracks with what you were saying there. We promptly returned it and I never played it again. I just remember it having a very weird vibe. The most surprising thing about Vagrant is that it takes up 130 megabytes. What's surprising that that's so low, or surprising that it should be higher? Where does one find Vagrant Story? I would say you emulate it now through a totally legal ROM site for PlayStation 1. Whoa, the chat just jumped around massively there for me. Don't know if that happened for you guys. Oh yeah, it might still be on a PSN if you want to buy it legally, I think. Okay, so that is not doing what I want it to do. And I think I see the gap. That's quite easy to fill. Ew, manuals. Do you know about the X has drip meme? Vaguely familiar with it. Hope these colours are accurate on this this particular model. It's not the best lighting, I can attest to that. X as in person. Yep. Would you recommend playing Final Fantasy Tactics? I mean, yeah, if you like tactical strategy games, I would definitely recommend it. For a casual JRPG fan, it might not be for everyone. But it's definitely a lot of fun. The story is very interesting, and it definitely challenges you. I can attest to that. We definitely don't emulate Vagrant Story at 4K and Duck Station. No, sir. We do not. That would be illegal. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, explain this to me as a colourblind person. Orlando's hood and his cape aren't red, are they? This is actually brown, right? I'm not like trying to be funny or stupid, you know, deliberately misunderstanding. That is a genuine question. Someone tell me, is Tactics Advance a port or is it its own thing? Advance is its own thing set in Evilis. From what I recall, it's actually framed as kids reading a book about Evilis, so it's the canon element of it might be up in the air. I'm not sure. I've not played it other than the opening chapter. Maybe make his armor a bit brighter, like in the middle art. He's no Dark Knight. His vest is more red. See, that just looks garishly red to me. I'm waiting to take feedback though, so I'll give it a go. I mean, he is mostly done, so this is the problem I've only really had with the Tactics nutshell. A lot of the character sprites, portraits, and official artwork all have different shades of colour, and it just confuses someone like me. The artwork there shows it's a light brown, but the darker brown from the other image is what you got. Brown is just a dark orange. Okay, let's go a little bit darker. I ever told you I really hate being colourblind? So I'm going to start putting him together, so he looks a bit more. Are you the artist responsible for all the big female character photos spread throughout the parodies? Shh! We don't talk about those. Let's give him some arms. I don't know if it's just me, but prior to playing Tactics, I always saw Sid as this like hardened badass, and he is a badass. But in the game, when he's talking to characters that aren't evil, he is actually sort of like a nice guy. He's quite a softy, which I found quite refreshing, because all his artwork just makes him look really angry and stern, but he's not totally like that at all. That looks good, the darker red. I don't like the brightness of the one on that artwork, it just seems garish. Yeah, so I think we're done with that artwork, let's get rid of that. So what do we think, guys? Are we happy with the colouring on his hood and whatnot? Don't worry, that bit of hair sticking out from his hood will be fixed when he's actually animated. I have my methods for doing it. I won't leave it like that because that does look a bit crappy. If it makes you feel any better, Raz, I'm practically deaf to certain EQ frequencies and I make music. It does, yeah, that does make me feel better. It's nice to know people can overcome their sort of restrictions to still do the things they love, like art and music. I mean, Mozart was deaf and he made music. Getting a thumbs up from Doobie. Just got here. Oh my god, Orlando looks so cool. Reminds me of the model from Theatriven. Ah, Theatriven, that's a good game. I think it's about time we got a new one of those. Colours are perfect. Okay, I'm getting some thumbs up on the colours. Just to show you what he'd look like with that bit of hair, because that's really bugging me actually. Just to give you assurance. There we go. You're thinking of Beethoven, Rab. Don't! Oh, that's embarrassing. I don't claim to be all-knowing though, but thank you for correcting me, Blackjack, because misinformation is very dangerous. So yeah, Orlando Sid. I'll be honest, I always get my classic composers mixed up. Excuse me. Okay, let's bring that bit of hair back. So I think this guy is ready to roll. Don't tell Rab I just dumped a pile of money into getting all the DLC for Theatrium Final Fantasy Crisis Core before the funds from credit card deadline hit. Oh, don't worry, I bought a bunch of tracks from the Nintendo eShop for Theatrium without any regrets. It's just cool to have like extra songs to play in the game. Okay, so we got all the models done that we set out for tonight, with a lot of time to spare actually. A lot of time to do some doodles. We didn't do Blansh because he does not have any official artwork and he is never seen outside of the chair he's sitting on, and the chair he's sitting on he's only seen from the back, and his character portrait is very generic, so I thought best not to waste time drawing him on stream for a very generic character. So I guess time to doodle, I suppose. So for those of you who are new to these particular streams, at the end of each one, if I have time, I tend to do a little doodle session where I challenge people to throw requests at me to draw stuff from memory So unless I really need to look up the character on Google, if I like have no idea what they look like. I was bad at Theatrhythm as well, Blackjack, but I didn't let it stop me from enjoying it, because it's just a nice way to celebrate the music of Final Fantasy and challenge your skills at rhythm games. I was bad at Rhythm Paradise as well, even though I enjoyed that game. So I saw Genova from Fan Game Creator. Let's give that a go. Start with a part of Genova that always sticks out in my mind. And I always remember her brain is sticking out at the top. I think that image has been seared into my mind. Mind. I remember the original render of Genova. This part here, which is sticking out from underneath the helmet thing, I didn't actually interpret that as hair. Now, the back in those days, you didn't have, or I didn't really have the internet to just look up Genova on Google. If I wanted to see a picture of Genova's full form, I would obviously have to replay that cutscene, and you only see it for a few seconds. And I always interpreted the hair coming out of the helmet as wires. But I'll be honest, looking at Genova's true form as a kid gave me a lot of nightmares, especially her theme as well, so I didn't like looking at Genova. I remember she has a weird tube going into the crotch area. Let's try not to make that look like a penis. Alright, that's just going to look like a penis no matter what I do, so let's not draw that part. Let's draw Genova from the waist up. There we go, Genova. You ever taken a close look at her helmet plate that says in the original game? Yeah, it says Square Limited or something like that, but it's misspelled, so it's like SQER. It's hard to make out though, because obviously the low resolution of the PlayStation 1. Oh, I think you'll like what we have in store for Algus in a nutshell, Duke Darkwood. Genova is a beautiful, how dare you, every woman alien thing is beautiful. Huggy wuggy, Futa Genova. Yeah, there was no way I was going to be able to draw the bottom half of Genova without it looking like a penis, so I just avoided it altogether. Any other requests? I did see a few pop up before I settled on Genova, so don't be shy to shout them out again. Huggo Wuggy. Oh, you weren't saying it. You weren't just saying that randomly. It's a request, is it? I don't know what Huggo Wuggy is. Robo from Chrono Trigger. That should be interesting. Let's see if he ends up looking like Thingy from Digimon. I do remember this is completely from memory. I know he's very boxy looking, I think. This is probably not what he looks like at all. These streams kind of make me realise how crap my memory is. Like, I was playing Chrono Trigger the other day for quite some time. This shouldn't look as bad as it does. It looks more like a washing machine. Oh god. Maybe doing his laser spin move. I don't know, I just want to see Robo. I'm sorry, this is not looking like Robo at all. Someone asked me to draw Magus the other day as well, and I ended up drawing what looked like him, but as a kid, which was interesting. Because I know I botched this very, very badly. I mean, just out of curiosity, let's check how he looked. Yeah, kind of not that at all. That is quite bad. That's the Robo you order on Wish, and what turns up. Robo's theme is a straight up Rickroll. Draw Greg his theme cued in. I know who you meant. I'm drawing a blank on what his helmet looks like. And this is as best Gilgamesh from memory as I can recall at the moment for some reason. Seriously, what does his helmet look like? Like, I'm leaning to... I don't know. In fact, he doesn't even wear a helmet, does he? He wears a hood. It's more a samurai hood. I mean, I'm only drawing his extra arms at the moment to excuse him as Gilgamesh just a little bit more. There we go, what I claim to be Gilgamesh. Let's see how I did. I mean, I know he hasn't got a consistent look across the games. Oh wow, I botched that terribly. I mean, I was somewhat accurate with the face markings, I just got everything else wrong. Where is the interdimensional interval? Now draw him killing Cypher. Draw Biggs. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII right now. Remake right now. Biggs. He might not even have these shoulder pads, but for some reason I'm picturing him with shoulder pads. Looking forward to the Nutshell Rab. Tactics is one of my favourites. Well, I hope it doesn't disappoint. I think it holds up. I think I hopefully did it justice. There'll be a trailer tomorrow. You'll be able to get a feel for what the parody's going to be like. Okay, I got a hop. Love you, Raz. Thank you, Blue Guys. Okay, so this is apparently Biggs from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see how I did. Okay, I was kind of right about the shoulder pads. Except they're not really shoulder pads, it looks like ammo clips. I think I was way off with the hair. Ish. Not too bad. I remember the bandana. That's like his thing. I obviously remembered the gun. And yeah, he is wearing a t-shirt. I just didn't do the rest of the straps. Yeah, I'd say fairly accurate. Raiden and Armstrong, you know the one. Okay, that should be fun. Let me give that a go. Standing here and I realize you were just like me, trying to make history. But who's to judge the right from wrong when the gauntlet's down? I think we'll both agree that Armstrong is jacked as shit. I think he's wearing his sleeves rolled up. I mean, you would kind of have to with those guns. And he's also got his shirt off for this particular moment. Oh well. He played a little college ball. It's happening. Standing here, and I realise you were just like me, trying to make history. But who's to judge the right from wrong? When our guard is down, I think you'll both agree that violence breeds violence, and in the end it has to be this way. Fun fact, I've never actually played this game. It's on my long to-do list of games to play. I've been recommended it thoroughly. Also, fun fact, I did not get copyright striked for using that song in the Stranger of Paradise parody. Well, April Fools. Jeff Ferreira, I love your animations. Thank you. Now I just realised Raiden's obviously missing the lower half of his chin. I have no idea what Raiden's cyborg body looks like properly in this game. So, at least Armstrong's fairly accurate. I'm quite familiar with how he looks. Salika music's so good. Yes, this track is particularly chill and very, very good. I thought this was buff Peter Griffin at first. Sombrero. Making the mother of all doodles here, Jack. Can't fret over every line. Really should get to that game ASAP so I can actually have some context to why the hell that fight was even happening. I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. I'm fairly certain I got Armstrong accurate because, you know, very simple outfit. Just obviously you're getting the bare bones of Raiden there because I can't remember the intricacies of his cyborg suit. You're so cool. Thank you, L Bebe Big. Any other requests? I saw Ernesto says said draw Freddy. Why is he ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you, Just Cola. I was in the zone drawing. I must have missed your comment. Ah, you've retracted your message. Alright, since you've asked for it so many times, Freddy Fazbear, I guess. This is just what I vaguely remember what he looks like. It's more like a freaky Care Bear at the moment. This track is a banger as well. seem to recall he has a bowler hat. It's more like Smokey the you know, Smokey the bear. You know, the one that says only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah, this is definitely looking more like Smokey the Bear. I'm not actually that big a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, so I apologise for this abomination. There you go. Freddy Fazbear, apparently. Oh no, it wasn't a bowler hat. It was more like a top hat. I was right about the bow, and the ears were detached rather than a part of his head. It's kind of right about the eyebrows. The nose placement was slightly wrong. I remember the teeth. Okay, I think I've got time for one or two more doodles, then we'll have to close up shop. I saw Blackjack suggested Jessie from Pokemon. That should be fairly easy. When I draw Jessie, I tend to leave the hair for last. Not sure why, just makes it easier for some reason. Forgot to say I love your Final Fantasy parodies from Al Bebe Big. Don't know if I already read that comment. Yes, I did. Sorry. How did you come up with your style, Rab? As I've said before, it's I was just looking for something that was quite simple and you could easily recognise as something I drew. So I came up with the black-eyed, Funko Pop looking sort of characters. Yo, that skirt too long. Shut up, Viral. Been checking out Rab's work for years and I like it, but I want to hear the story and how it developed. In fact, forget the skirt and the shirt. I'm just floored by how fast Rab can draw good art on a computer like this. Okay, I got time for one more doodle, so any suggestions? Try and make it a good one to end on. Draw Mia from Monster Musume. I've never seen that anime or game or whatever that is, so unfortunately I'll have to pass on that one, because the aim of this is to draw from memory, and I can't draw something from memory that I've not seen, sadly. I wish I was that good, I honestly do. And I wish a Final Fantasy Tactics was announced. At least we have its predecessor, the Ogre Battle series. Tifa making pizza, please? The final boss from Tactics. I honestly can't remember what the final boss from Tactics looks like, even though I did play it recently. I don't know who Kai Kiske is, Sin 606. I'll go with Tifa making pizza. Also, this is a very random request, but I'm happy to oblige. You said the magic word, Tifa. Please keep it clean. I am keeping it clean. I mean, what would me, RABtoons, do with Tifa and pizza that would be not clean? I mean, honestly. This is very weird music to be drawing Tifa with pizza to. Whoop. There you go, Tifa making pizza. she's delivering pizza to the refugees. Yo, you actually kept it clean. Yeah, I'm a man of my word. This is the ideal pizza place. Thick toppings and some balloons. Quite proud of how that turned out. I do save all these random doodles from the end of streams. Yeah, that was a fun one to end the stream on, so I'm feeling quite good about that. It turned out quite good. It's for a fun little piece. I think that was definitely going on the Twitter later. Just get rid of that because it's very obvious it's Tifa. Okay then, so we had a good stream tonight. We got all the characters bashed out. We skipped one for logistic reasons, but yeah, pretty good doodle session. So I'm gonna sign off now, and thank you everyone for tuning in. That's been a lot of fun. Sadly, this is the last tactics model stream because I've got all the models I need now, so I can finish the animation. So look out for the trailer for Tactics in a Nutshell dropping tomorrow. I think you're all going to like it. So thank you all again, and I will catch you next time. Later.